Good day, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world, I hope it's going well. Today we're going to be talking about SPECTRE Divide. It's a new FPS tactical shooter, and it has its benefits, it has its negatives. This tactical shooter is among a very large dominant of other tactical shooters. It's trying to enter a market that's already quite full. You've got the likes of Rainbow Six Siege, Valorant and CSGO, who've all had time to set themselves up into their own little niches. This game does set itself out from the rest, with its unique take on the genre. Whilst it is a 3v3 game, it's kind of also a 6v6, with each player controlling two different characters, have the same abilities but not the same guns. Now this does sound confusing, but you will only ever actually play as one of the two people. Your Spectre you leave somewhere else. Basically you are playing as one. You can transfer into the other one and back. You can move the other one using your puck or by placing them on the map, but you cannot actually move them both at the exact same time. They can't shoot at the same time, so most you're ever going to be doing is a 3v3. But that person can switch the other one after they die or whatever. For me, this fixes a really big aspect I have in a lot of other tactical shooters. If you die, you're out of the game. Like, in Valorant, you die, you're having a bad game. You have to sit there and watch the whole entire game. If, like, you're dying at the start of every single round, that's it, it's boring. With this game, not only do you have the chance to switch between your other Spectre when you die, which allows you to continue playing, and also sometimes it's nice to be able to fix the mistake you just made. You swung, you died, you can re-swing, and if you die again, you know they're just better than you. But if not, at least you have the chance to shoot them again. Also, it allows you to bait yourself instead of baiting other people. One thing I have with Valorant, and I play with my friends, love them all very deeply. However, I swing, or they make me swing so they can bait and trade me out. You can do that for yourself. The switching doesn't take long. Once you're dead, you're basically instantly in control of the other one. It's satisfying, it's rewarding, and it allows a lot more creativity. It's one thing about this game that it does better than any other tactical shooter so far is the creativity. I feel like we are only now going to see the start of it, and then give it a year or two and you'll see some crazy stuff with it. Another thing as well, the games are just shorter. It's first to 8 in casual, well, it's technically first, you can draw at 7, and in competitive it's only to 22 rounds. The games are like 30 minutes tops. I've not really had anything that goes over 30 minutes yet, where Valorant you're talking 40 to 50 minutes. Siege is kind of around the same, and CSGO can, depending on which game you're playing. It feels a lot more refreshing than other tactical shooters as well, because the game's not being as long feels like less of a commitment. It's one thing that I feel like I can come home and I can just play for a little bit, and that's it. It's a game I can go and do something else. Valorant, I have to basically set aside a whole hour of my life to put towards that. And that's okay if I want to play Valorant, but sometimes I don't want to have that time commitment to play Valorant. As any tactical shooter, or basically any new game that comes out at the moment, it falls into the hero shooter category with 8 different classes, in our quotations. In this game, they are sponsors, it's to do with the lore. Each class fulfills their own role and decent amount of them difference between the classes. I'm yet to play all of them, but none of them feel really, like, overpowered. The B class that has a see-through shield that is also bulletproof, that can be broken, it does feel a little bit strong, but I think that's the nature of starting a brand new game. It can be annoying sometimes coming against it, but it's not too bad. Also, there is no ultimates in the game, and that might sound weird, but it's a massive refreshing thing. It can be really annoying when someone basically has an I win button. It can be extremely frustrating. As well, the util doesn't feel like too much or too little. There is reason to buy it, but it doesn't feel as forced. Like, you can still play well in a game without having to buy all your util, and it doesn't, like where Valorant you place over, you have to kind of buy it all to be useful. The things do like synergize well, but also at the same time it doesn't feel as bad. Like, it feels more like buying util in CSGO that does Valorant. The one issue, or one of the main and key issues I have with SPECTRE Divide at the moment, and what I've played so far, about 15 hours playtime, is the guns. The guns feel clunky, they feel weird. Sometimes I feel like I'm putting more bullets in, and then I see the thing and I've only hit 2 and I feel like I've shot them 6 times. They just feel heavy, clunky. The snipers, I'm not a big fan of. You have to stand still, which feels like it gives the game an identity crisis. One hand, you have guns. The guns in the game, you can move and you can shoot. You don't have to be standing still like in all the other tactical shooters other than like Siege. I'm mainly comparing this to Valorant and CSGO. You don't have to stand still. So you can swing a corner left to right, easy peasy. You've tapped them, you walk back around the corner. However, with a sniper, you have to be standing still. And when there's multiple angles to check, and you have to be standing still when the other people don't, when you get swung, it's like a lot harder to fight them, and also you are just at a disadvantage. Because, say for example, I'm stood still. In Valorant, they have to move out, and if they want to shoot me, they have to stand still for a second. That gives me a chance to react before they can shoot. In this game, the guns have the advantage over the snipers, and especially the AWP, which is the most expensive gun in the game, but yet you have to stand still, and it gives you a disadvantage. They don't feel as good as the AWP or AWP from Valorant and CSGO. I will say the shotguns do quite well in the game. I like the way the shotguns feel. They feel like you have to be close enough, but not silly enough, like far away. Nothing feels frustrating like other games. Like old COD games, the Brekkie and the Haymaker from Black Ops 3, they were really annoying to fight against. Some of the Olympia and stuff like that, but it's not too bad. The ARs feel okay. The annoying thing is you can't have two of the same weapons both your things. You have to buy two separate guns. It's kind of under the same class, so I'll pop up a little thing here. But it can be really annoying to deal with because sometimes you just get a gun that you don't want to use. Like I like the Blackout, but then there's the Crusader as well. And I have to use the Crusader. And if I die, I either want to go check my Blackout or I just have to deal with a gun I don't like. Why I can't have two of the exact same weapons doesn't make any sense to me. And you can't drop guns in the game. They go into like a thingy, but you can't drop them. Say for example, I just want to drop a gun to a teammate or anything. I can't do that. You can only buy, which is a bit odd. You can still drop the bomb or the Zeus they call it in this game. The one thing this game does really do, like actually a positive note, is it has innovation on lineups. These are kind of the only big thing other than the whole of like switching. It has a little dotted line across, shows you roughly where it's going to land. This helps, first of all, gain a more casual audience, but also if you are playing, you don't have the time to dedicate hundreds of hours, or not even hundreds, like 10s, 20s of hours. Like if you're a solo player, you're expected to know these lineups when you got to like look at a single leaf somewhere to like bounce it off something. Here you can just do it by looking at the minimap or looking at the arc. It's nice, it's useful, it doesn't make it feel as frustrating. One big critique going from that positive thing to a negative thing is the art style. I find it very odd and jarring. The maps and the maps in the environment, I take a realistic approach. You can see the gameplay and everything. The maps themselves look like a Valorant CSGO map. They look realistic, something lived and breathed in. That's cool. But then my characters are so shaded. It's jarring for me when you first start playing. It's even more jarring. I think it's ugly. I don't like the way it looks, personally. But story is also heavily overpriced. I know when talking about a review of gameplay in games, it's important to kind of focus on the games. But it is important to me, someone who enjoys buying cosmetics, especially with the game I like. The guns feel way too expensive for what they are. And it doesn't also feel too amazing. The gun skins don't feel like they reflect that active thing. Other than that, it's obviously an ongoing game. I'll receive updates for the foreseeable future, but for the time being, I in good sound and mind can only give this game like a 6.5 out of 10. It is an above average game, but it has a lot of flaws. It isn't life changing, but it's enjoyable. It's not a game that I can see lasting forever and keeping up with Valorant, CSGO and Siege, unfortunately. I think this game will maybe last half a year, maybe a year at that, and then it'll have a small dedicated niche fan base. Other than that, I don't see anyone playing it longly. I don't understand how this could inject itself into the market and be profitable and good for like people to play. Thank you very much for watching this small and quick review on Spectre Divide. I know it's my first of many and maybe not the best, but I do want to become someone who reviews content. So I'm going to start off small and slowly build my way up. Hope you've all had a good evening. See you soon. Any other thoughts, please share with me in the comments. I'm more than happy to feedback anything. Thank you very much. Bye bye and take care.